every celebration in life should be to prepare ourselves because we are getting into another chapter for the life. For all these rankers, they have completed one journey of JEE preparation, now they are getting into another chapter of life. So every celebration must not be for success or failure. Celebration must be for completing a chapter of life. Every time whenever you are appearing in an examination, an assessment of your JEE preparation at Narayana, I prefer every parent and a student must celebrate whatever may be the result, because the celebration empowers you for getting into another chapter of your life. You are getting into next week, you need to prepare for the next week. If your scores are not good, you may get disheartened and another 2-3 days you may waste. And re-prepare yourself. If your result is good, then in happy mode or in a celebrating mode, you may waste another 2-3 days in celebrating. So it is always good to celebrate for completing a race, touching the finish line, so that you enter in the next chapter of your life with a fresh energy on the very next moment. So I want all of you should now applaud for yourself. All the toppers should also applaud for all of you guys. Let's applaud for ourselves because we are getting into next chapter of our life tonight only when we move out of this hall. So let us begin with the moment we were waiting for, a very strong faith on what these guys did in their journey. Because the time they have spent in past 2, 3, 4 years of time in academics, they have drastically changed themselves, they have changed their habits of routine life, their habits of learning, and how they did it. It's very important to listen to them. There are multiple, around 16 All India rank, one sitting in front of you based on the processes they have achieved this level, and the way they are going to confidently talk upon you. Just start following them. It's the same way how Nikola Tesla, a qualified engineer, followed an unqualified individual, Thomas Alva Edison, and finally invented many big things. So it is very, very important for you to follow what they are going to tell you. Listen to them very, very carefully, because it is all about our inner faith. If you are having faith and confidence on yourself, with the system of Narayana Group, where we are having infinite faith that this system can transform your minds, you are going to achieve anything in life wherever you want to go. So, one by one, I'll talk upon the critical factors, because I'm already having a lot of things and I'm having my iPad ready to note down what they are going to say, because every time when we talk upon these students, we talk upon their habits, I always get new insights. Many times their methodology were the one nobody has ever followed, and you are going to witness and going to replicate the same methodology. They are getting an opportunity to talk to you upon that. Do you agree this JEE Advanced examination is a game of high confidence, not just of syllabus completion?
Yes, definitely.
It's a game of confidence. So my straight question is, you used to study in your early classes, grade 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and finally when you started core preparation of JEE, whether it is grade 9th or 10th or 11th, how you built your confidence in dealing with this examination? Because when we talk about specifically the examination question paper of JEE Advanced 2025, especially paper 2, it was a kind of paper where many students who were even capable, they were not able to balance their confidence in examination hall. And it can happen with anyone. So it is indirectly two questions to you. How you manage this question paper, how you build that level of confidence over a period of time, and mainly what all habits you changed.
I think to build confidence, the most important thing is obviously to study a lot and study very hard. That is the most important thing. Other than that, I think one very important habit which I changed when I went into 11th was that the amount of time you study or the amount of hours you sit at a place and study, that has to increase drastically. So I used to study 4 or 5 hours at a stretch, sitting at one place. So you have to develop that habit, and that will help build your confidence as well. Other than that, giving many tests like at Narayana we have like giving those type of tests really builds your confidence for the actual paper. That no matter how tough the paper comes, I'll be able to do well. Very interested in maths and I think I'm good at it too. So yeah, that is one quality. Other than that, I think it's just about hard work and putting the efforts and also being passionate about not just your rank or the result but also about the subjects. I was always passionate and enthusiastic about learning something new rather than about, I wasn't that focused on my rank or the exam results. It is always very important to be enthusiastic about the subject. So yeah, that is one quality I think.
So that's really very important for all of you to have a very high energy enthusiasm live always, because all of you are having that quality by which you can always feel proud on yourself. And Parth is there in front of us, a live example. Parth, one more question to you. It is mainly about examination pressure. We were talking about the level of confidence. But many students lose their confidence in examination hall when they are not able to solve 3, 4, 5 questions. Was it a scenario with you also that sometimes in exam you are not able to solve 4, 5 questions in a row and you lose confidence? What do you do in such a case? Because I'm sure it happens with each and everyone.
Yeah, this definitely has happened with me before. So that is why giving so many tests is useful, because you will have experienced all of these kind of issues beforehand, even before you give the actual paper. So that really helps. In fact, in my actual JEE Advanced, my paper 2, I faced the similar issue. I started with maths, but I could not solve the first 3, 4 questions. So I was under stress. But then I switched to chemistry, and I was able to solve a few over there. So I would say try to tackle the easier questions first.
I think that's something which is very important for all of you in examination. You only can build your confidence to a multiple level. You only can amplify your confidence. Question papers are designed in a way to shake your confidence, to break your confidence, but you are the only one who can tackle such issues the way Parth has said, to handle quickly easy questions in multiple subjects and handle it. One question for K. Pranav Tej. Fine. So this is a very important thing. When we talk about examination, JEE Advanced or JEE Mains, it is a very, very critical point. You forget things in examination, it is a memory issue. There is no child across the globe who is having a super memory. It is practically not possible. And most of you guys feel we forget things in examination. So in your case also, Tej, it might have happened multiple times. How you coped up with the issue, because it is there with each and everyone. You achieved this extraordinary position. Certainly you have coped up with the memory issue. How you managed with it? Was it only the repetitive working or it was something else you managed?
Then you should remind when you use that formula and which problem you use that. And as you practice many times, it will be automatically in your brain. And if you forget also, you can think of what terms are there in the formula.
I think that's quite something which everyone knows, but we don't follow. The same question I would like to reiterate for Sahil. Would you like to answer upon this?
Hello. Yes, sir.
क्या करते थे जब चीजें भूल जाते थे एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में? Was there something specific or for examination you were already prepared कि मुझे नहीं भूलना है, or something you want to keep it on?
No, definitely that takes an active effort on your part, on any student's part, to remember and to focus on what they have forgotten during the mock test. So indeed, I used to forget many things in inorganic chemistry in particular. So the way I worked through it was to keep on giving the revisions. And revision, it is the thing which keeps you going in the exam, when you know you have seen it so many times before that you can never forget it.
I think the same question I would try to rephrase. Sahil, sometime you might have felt in chemistry, you were talking about majority of time we forget things. So in chemistry, there are two approaches in organic. Generally what happens, there is one working rule based on which you solve the question and hit the answer. Another is the mechanism, which is more important for advanced examination, but it means working rule prevails and you can quickly handle the scenario. What you would like to advise to everyone who is listening to you very carefully because it is very important for each and everyone to balance mains and advanced examination. So that working rule versus mechanism approach. How to balance both of the scenario, because working rule you have to cram, you need to mug up things for the working rule, but mechanism it is many times a very lengthy process. What you'd like to suggest, it is quite a tricky question, but each and everyone, I know students struggle about it till the end of their examination.
Balance is always important indeed, but the mechanism, if once you understand the mechanism, then it is okay to come up with a trick for the working rule. We used to come up with tricks like that all the time, and it is important to come up with those tricks on your own or with friends. That really helps keep it in your memory.
I think that's absolutely an apt answer. The same thing, Lokesh, I would like you to comment upon the same question, because this, I know each and everyone is having this problem, and because of this reason you forget things in examination or you misinterpret things in examination, you commit silly errors. How you coped it up with such kind of silly errors, I'm very sure the level you have achieved. Sahil at All India rank 7, Lokesh at All India rank 10. At this level, they can't land without overcoming their silly mistakes. Sahil has just now given the way how it has to be taken up. Lokesh, what you would like to iterate upon it?
So, talking about silly mistakes, I used to write a small notebook type, writing all the silly mistakes I used to do, and I used to collect the data, and I used to analyze what are the most probable mistakes I am doing.
Were you regular in compiling the data and mistakes throughout 1 or 2 years, or many times it happens most of the students who are sitting over here, they are not consistent. They start writing with motivation and with high energy, but after a couple of days the motivation goes out. At your age, I know this is not about any individual or human, it is our age. With age it happens, sometimes man karta hai, nahi karta hai. How you coped up with consistency issues?
There were some exams where I did many mistakes and I felt not writing about my mistakes. I felt lazy, etc. But I thought about the final result, like if I just keep more effort and write these errors, it will be helpful for me in the future, keeping that optimism.
So that was the consistent motivation factor which were driving you continuously. Fine. The question I would like to throw to Ayush Singhal at All India rank 134. For us, you are at the same level. You prepared and followed all the processes. So Ayush, how you managed your examination pressure once the exam results come out? Sometimes it happens with everyone. When examination level goes down, it is quite depressing. And many times exam results are good. It is quite jovial for us and we celebrate. May not be in a physical celebration, but internally we try to celebrate and finally move on. So what you would like to suggest to everyone who is listening to you, that's very very important कि कैसे अपने आप को manage किया in examination. जब भी कोई टेस्ट हुआ तो अच्छा आया तो क्या किया और खराब हुआ तो क्या किया?
टेस्ट तो कभी अच्छे होते हैं, ख़राब होते हैं. मेरे साथ अप्स एंड डाउन्स बहुत चलते रहे. 11th से 12th में जब स्विच किया तो 11th में परफॉर्मेंस डाउन रहती थी, फिर 12th में आए तो 12th में परफॉर्मेंस थोड़ी अप रही, फिर बाद में भी अप्स एंड डाउन्स चलते रहे. तो मतलब डाउन से कभी मतलब डिप्रेस होने की बिल्कुल भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. मतलब आपका 1% फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि आपका अभी एग्ज़ाम में स्कोर्स क्या आ रहा है. आपका फाइनल एग्ज़ाम के लिए आपको बिल्कुल मोटिवेटेड रहना है. आपकी जो भी गलती हो रही है उन सब का नोट रखो. टेस्ट एनालिसिस सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. टेस्ट एनालिसिस में आपसे मतलब ये देखना है कि इस टेस्ट से मतलब ज़्यादा मार्क्स आ गए तो फिर उस टेस्ट से गेन क्या किया आपने. अगर टेस्ट से कम मार्क्स आए तभी आपने उस टेस्ट में गेन किया. उस टेस्ट से जो सबसे ज़्यादा सीखने को मिला वही जो जिस टेस्ट में कम आए उससे आपको सबसे ज़्यादा सीखने को मिला. तो वो मेरे लिए मोटिवेटिंग फैक्टर रहता था. और एक ये भी मेरा पॉइंट था कि मैं अगर कभी डिमोटिवेटेड हो जाता था तो मैं अपने फैमिली मेम्बर्स से बात करता था, उससे स्ट्रेस रिलीव हो जाता था.
I think biggest thing is relieving your stress, and family plays a very very important role in boosting the internal memory, not just memory, internal motivation, internal belief system, so that yes, I can do this. So family must always supplement the feeling, that's more important, and the students also with their friends, they should always share, they should always cheerfully celebrate whatever result you are getting. And what Ayush said, जिस पेपर में खराब होता था, जिसमें मार्क्स नहीं आता था, उससे सीखने को सबसे ज़्यादा मिलता था. That should be the spirit of learning in this examination. Sahil, I would like you to quote upon your own individual quality, your own habits, by which you feel that helped you a lot in achieving the level, and what habits you changed after your early age of a school and in JEE preparation.
Well, initially, before I went into JEE prep, I wasn't very clear about my goals. I would not sit to study for longer periods of time. I would used to play. And all those habits, they went away when I went into JEE prep, because my goal was clear. I had to crack JEE Advanced. I would do anything to do it. So when I got into JEE prep, I used to study for longer periods of time. I reduced my distractions, TV, and playing with friends, all those things. So you do give some sacrifices, but it's all worth in the end.
I think what he said was exactly, maybe it is sacrifices for many, but for many it is just following Thomas Edison, who couldn't hear anything from his surrounding. So that was a kind of boon and blessings for him, by which he was able to achieve the level, because he was not able to distract himself, he couldn't hear anything from the surroundings. So you all guys need to behave like blind and deaf individual for all your distractions. That's what Sahil transformed himself. So this is very, very important characteristic for all of you. Next question is for Agam. So Agam, this is very, very important. When we talk about a test, Ayush has spoken, Sahil has reiterated. After every examination, there are learning factors. So we analyze tests in multiple ways. Can you reiterate or can you explain what was your test analysis methodology by which you would be able to learn? I'm sure you have learned a lot of things by enormous amount of tests you appeared. Just over to you.
So what I used to do was, I used to make a book about my test analysis, and in that book I used to write all of the questions that I got wrong and the type of and why I got that question wrong. Like some of the questions were wrong because I couldn't solve them. So I wrote down the solution and why I couldn't solve them. And then there were other questions which were like silly mistakes, that I read the question wrong or some calculation mistake. And then I made the notebook of that and just reviewed it every once in a while or before every test, and that helped a lot.
I think majority of the students commit a mistake. After a test, they do test analysis just by improvising their solution methodology. If you are not able to handle a question, you ask to your teachers and just pick up the solution. Okay, the question has to be solved in this way, but this is very, very important what Agam has said. You need to deep dive into the solution, what was into it which you were not able to handle. So this is very important, each and every test analysis which played an important role in life of every individual sitting in front of you, and they have elevated themselves. Solutions or syllabus completion is not just the goal. You all need to understand. You need to deep dive into yourself, into the solution, what exactly you are not able to follow. The same question, I would like comments from Murari City, Mani Sai. Can you revert on this, your habits by which you improvised yourself by test analysis? Just try to recall what you used to do in the beginning and finally, right before JEE examination, how your test analysis methodology helped you.
Initially, I used to classify my mistakes, like conceptual mistake, unknown concepts, and silly mistakes. Then I used to focus on them individually. And I used to try to reduce the mistakes in the next exam, so that
ultimately you are focusing on reducing your mistakes. So that's a key point. Every time you need to to perform better than yesterday. It is not important whether you are performing good or bad in examination. Every exam gives you an opportunity to analyze yourself, identify your mistake and try never to repeat a mistake. Every time you try to reduce the mistake. Same question I would like to revert from Anirudh Reddy.
Hello.
Without reducing your mistake, you can't achieve the level. So this is very, very critical. How you tried upon reducing your mistakes. Were there times where you used to commit silly mistakes?
Yes, actually I do very much silly mistakes rather than conceptual mistakes. So it happens for every exam. We can't simply make silly mistakes to be zero, because we are humans, we are not machines, so we obviously do silly mistakes, but we have to put efforts to minimize the silly mistakes. What I do is, for every exam, I try to find out what are my silly mistakes, what are my conceptual mistakes, and if they are silly mistakes, I intentionally try to regret, because it is the only way to reduce the mistakes. If we don't feel any pain, then if we think it is casual, we can't reduce silly mistakes. From next time onwards, I should be very careful, I should be attentive. If we think this way only, we can reduce silly mistakes.
It's actually a good habit what you said. Each and everyone who is committing a mistake, many times if the mistake is small, we used to feel, oh, this was a very small thing, I was aware of it, but I couldn't manage it properly. Rather than that, what he's saying, you should scold yourself, you should intentionally regret, how can I commit such a small mistake? That itself is some way out by which you can over a period of time improvise yourself drastically. The same I would like Lokesh to comment upon. Were there times like with your All India rank, it seems you were not committing silly mistakes or you overcome? Was there times or since beginning you were like this, you guys were not committing any mistakes?
You should be confident on yourself that you will not do silly mistakes. You should have this feeling. Don't fear the silly mistakes, but try to accept them, or go into the exam with a feeling that you will not do silly mistakes. And Anirudh said there will never be zero silly mistakes. So I think it's when we come to a level when we are aiming for such high ranks and etc., we even feel somewhat moderate mistake also as a silly mistake. Till 11th class middle, I was not that bright. I could say by seeing my performance and etc. It's just that feeling that anything may happen, I can do it. The faith, you should have it in yourself. Like, I know this is like a quote everyone says on stage, yeah, like every person stage, but just I want everyone to take it like really have faith in you. There's nothing to get feared, and yeah, have confidence.
I think that's the biggest thing in our life. We always have faith on others. And this program, why I said in the beginning, you should transform yourself before going out of this hall. Start having faith on yourself, that's what Lokesh is saying. If you try to build faith on yourself, your relative confidence transforms into a real confidence. With your own faith that yes, I can do it, you are going to achieve it no matter how, but yes, you are going to achieve it. Each and every student who is sitting over here, they are having lot of daydreams. You are the prince or princess of your own world, which you create inside you. If you really want to transform that dream into reality, you need to have what exactly Lokesh has said. You must have faith on you. Another factor which is very, very important. I want Bhavya to answer on the same. So how you overcome your fears? Bhavya, can you reply upon that? कैसे अपने डर को काबू में किया? सबके साथ होता है.
एक्चुअली फियर सबसे बुरी चीज़ है अपनी लाइफ में. मतलब अगर फियर होगा तो फिर अपन अचीव नहीं कर सकते, मतलब अपना 20% भी अपन नहीं दे सकते किसी चीज़ में. तो फिर अगर आपको मतलब जैसे मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा पीयर प्रेशर होता था कि कोई XYZ है वो मेरे से ज़्यादा अच्छा कर लेगा, तो फिर मैं उसको लेकर दुखी होता रहता था खुद पे फोकस करने की जगह. तो उसकी जगह मेरे हिसाब से आप अपने टीचर और पेरेंट्स से बात कीजिए, उनसे अपना स्ट्रेस वगैरह डिस्कस कीजिए. तो अगर आपका स्ट्रेस दूर होगा तो एक जैसे सिली मिस्टेक की बात कर रहे थे, तो स्ट्रेस भी एक सिली मिस्टेक में बहुत बड़ा पार्ट प्ले करता है. तो स्ट्रेस अगर आप कम करेंगे अपने टीचर्स और पेरेंट्स से बात करके, तो फिर आपकी सिली मिस्टेक्स भी कम होंगी. और कॉन्फिडेंस और फेथ सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है मेरे हिसाब से. अगर किसी को कॉन्फिडेंस और फेथ है ना खुद पे, तो वो उसको आराम से हरा देगा जिसने उससे 10,000 गुना ज़्यादा भी पढ़ रखा हो तो भी.
What Bhavya said, if you have confidence and faith on yourself, you can perform 10,000 times better than what you are doing today. That's a hardcore fact for each one of us. So that's really very, very important. How we can manage our faith system, how you build your faith along with your family, along with your teachers, along with your peer group. I want the same question about fear to answer by G. Rajiv.
Sometimes you don't perform, sometimes you perform. Like when you get less, you you get that fear and you won't be able to perform next time. But you need to remember this always, that every exam is independent from the next exam. So try to perform each and every exam as if it is a separate exam, and leave the rest of the world and think about what you can do and perform your very best. If you perform the best that you can do, the score, everything, none of it matters. At the end of the day, you will be happy, and that's more than enough.
I want next question which is linked with this only. I want Bharat to answer upon that. While preparing, looking at PYQ exercises, it gives you very high confidence. But in examination hall, when you attempt it as exam, real examination, it is not the replication, because actually JEE Advanced examination paper is designed in such a way that none of the question in the upcoming JEE Advanced examination matches or inspired by any previous year question. So you need to prepare for your generic level. You need to flow physics, chemistry and maths into your blood and your brain, so that in examination you can manage. So how you felt about this scenario during your preparation journey, how you utilized PYQs, how you prepared for advanced cases for JEE Advanced, and finally managed this position in exam?
It is very misleading to solve previous year questions one by one, because you'll face easy questions separately and harder questions separately. So like you won't really get the confidence, or you won't exactly understand how the paper is set, and it would be misleading to think that it would be as easy as solving them separately. Hence, I decided to solve the last 3 years papers as a single paper rather than separate questions. I did not see any of the questions till like the final 2-3 months, and I solved them as an individual paper. Hence, it will make you understand like what sort of things they can ask and how they actually test you up on the paper.
That's really a critical point. Rather than solving chapter-wise, it's very important to handle question papers as question papers, because these are designed to understand the time management and balance subjects in all the examination. We are falling short of time, so quickly I want some students to quote upon their experience of appearing this examination and their message for all the fellow students. I want Arnav to revert upon your own experience. What exactly you would like to address this gathering while listening to you with a very strong faith system? What message you would like to convey to all your fellow students?
हेलो, जब मैं 11th में आया था तो मुझे यही स्टेटमेंट बहुत डराती थी कि सारे क्वेश्चंस नहीं आएंगे, बट जब आप बहुत सारे टेस्ट देते हो ना, धीरे धीरे डर निकल जाता है. मतलब एंड तक आता था, हमने इतनी वैरायटी देख ली थी क्वेश्चंस में कि ये डर तो था ही नहीं कि क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. पर क्वेश्चंस में वैरायटी देखने में फ़ायदा तब होता है जब आप कॉन्सेप्ट्स को डीपली पढ़ो. अगर आप कॉन्सेप्ट्स को बहुत ही बेस लेवल तक जाके पढ़ रहे हो और आप क्वेश्चंस में वैरायटी देखोगे, तो आप अपने आप एडवांस लेवल के लिए प्रिपेयर हो जाओगे। और स्टार्टिंग में तो सबको डाउट आता ही है और सबको लगता है कि कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे, बट एंड तक जब आप लगे रहते हो तो हो ही जाता है, इतना ही होगा।
I think that's quite another one-liner takeaway. Focus on variety and quality. I want a message from Kushagra. Arnav was at All India rank 38. Kushagra is at All India rank 49. The question is about, earlier I was talking about PYQs and the whole journey. My question was about your own life journey. What you learned, what message from your overall JEE preparation you would like to quote to your fellow students?
I think main message is that in the beginning when you start 11th grade, you'll feel very underconfident, like this is completely different from what I used to do in 10th grade. It'll be like a huge jump from 10th to 11th. But जैसे in Narayana we used to have weekly exam. It's most helpful you take the weekly exam like one by one at a time in portions. And if you conquer every single one of them, in the end you will get enough confidence, enough strength to conquer the entire JEE Advanced examination as a whole. So that main lesson is whenever the target seems big, look at it in smaller portions and conquer each single portion, and then you will reach your target in the end.
I think that's right. You should have all ingredients in a proper place. If you are having all ingredients for each and every chapter, each and every concept compiled in a proper way, or somehow short notes making, your proper notes making is there, certainly this is going to help you out in achieving your goal closer and closer to you. I want the mic to be passed on to Chaitanya, who is at All India rank 88. What's your overall journey experience? What everyone was saying, the variety, quality, ingredients, Narayana is taking care of everything in weekly tests and in form of materials. But what exactly you would like to iterate about your own habits and the way you manage your academics, time management, balancing subject, how you finally achieve this position on your own?
Say one of the most important habits which helped me achieve this rank is discipline and punctuality. So that is one of the most important factors for me, because discipline in the sense not talking to your friends or something in the middle. It's all about setting your targets and making sure you achieve it at the same time and not leaving any backlogs, so that you might have a thought that you'll be able to come back to it later, but when the syllabus starts going forward, it'll be a very difficult task. And I would say time management, punctuality is an important factor. And I would say taking scheduled or time breaks is also very important in the preparation, because stress management, relieving stress is one of the important factors during my preparation. And speaking about solving questions, solving a wide variety of questions and solving a lot of questions. I would say I went through the last 3-4 years papers very well, and I think last year during our revision, I tried to analyze the papers, not just solving the question and just leaving it, but analyzing it thoroughly. What is the kind of questions they ask? Although they don't repeat the questions, I would say it would be very helpful in solving the PYQ, I felt.
I think that's quite an apt situation where you should not depend yourself upon solving PYQs, but yes, consistency, variety, and having faith on yourself is something which always drives you and motivating you in continuously solving questions, new questions by which you will be able to gain confidence on yourself for cracking JEE Advanced. One last answer I want on the same thing by Venkata. What is your life journey of past 2 years about JEE preparation? with the Narayana system, how you managed it, and just the key factor in one-liner statement what you'd like to give, which can increase the faith of each and every individual on themselves.
Try to be more focused while studying. If, while studying, try to be focused and take regular breaks. And please don't superpose both of them. Don't read with less focus. And while the whole time you are studying, please be focused and take enough breaks. That's the main thing.
That's something which is critical and the crux of everything we are talking about. Be highly, highly focused. So just at the end, one-liner statement from the super trio of our JEE Advanced, Part, Sahil and Lokesh. Just one line, what you would like to say to each and everyone so that we can conclude with a strong performance. Part, just one line, motivational factor which everyone can carry in their minds.
Yeah, I would say stay passionate about your goal and don't be afraid to have big dreams.
Best this is don't be afraid about and be passionate, Sahil.
These 2 years, they are a long journey, but hope will drive you till the end.
That's the best, Lokesh. I think limits are something which will drive you passionately. So congratulations to all of you guys for stepping into another chapter of your life, and congratulations